Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from the Dusty Thunder subreddit and is titled, Will I Be the Astronaut If I Don't Work at the Office Because of My Stepdaughter? I, 33 female, have been married to my husband, 43 male, for 3 years now, together for 5 years. His daughter, 22 female, has hated me since day one. For context, I've never once tried to mother her, and I've only tried to be a supportive adult. In the beginning, I tried everything to extend an olive branch. I financed a car for her in my name, and I added her as an authorized user on my credit cards to help establish her credit after she turned 18. No matter what I did, there was always open hostility and blaming me for anything that went wrong in her life. She gets pulled over for a DUI, it's my fault because I must have called the cops on her and told them. She loses something, it's my fault because I must have stolen it from her. The examples are endless. It got to the point where she told my husband that he had to choose between us, and when my husband stood by my side, she didn't attend our wedding and had no contact with us for a year and a half. She resumed contact when she wanted his help, but it was always with the caveat that I was not around. She throws fits whenever I am involved, even if it's as simple as we invite her to dinner. She's always asking for money since resuming contact, since she refuses to hold a job. He ended up paying for her rent, gas, groceries, and fund money for over a year. Well, he finally cut her off financially and only gave her the opportunity to earn money by cleaning our office. He started the business and I worked with him. We had previously closed the office down and went full remote, but we recently opened a new office and he's hired his daughter to do the cleaning, which was supposed to be during business hours, a set day each week. I was planning on doing hybrid work and taking an office, but I recently learned that he's going to let her have a key and come in when she'd like, unsupervised. I was extremely uncomfortable with the thought of her having any unsupervised access to any space that I call my own, considering her continued hostility towards me. Will I be the astronaut if I tell my husband that if she's allowed to clean unsupervised, then I will stick with working fully remote? Edit to add more context, her mom and dad were together for 16 years but had been divorced for 3 years before I met my husband. She was originally no contact with her mom, but then chose to go between her parents to get to be able to do what she wanted. She dropped out of high school in 10th grade and hasn't even tried for her GED. Mom has been married for 4 years and together with her husband for 5 years, and they have 2-year-old twin girls together. Also, I don't want to work in the office since I would be worried about what she possibly could do to anything that I leave there, as she's been pretty vindictive in the past. There's definitely a risk involved here. The question is, will I be the astronaut if I don't work at the office because of my stepdaughter? There's enough of a precedent there for you to have concern. And I think as we talk about these things in the past, with past stories, even recent ones, it is a worry or concern without precedent, maybe unwarranted, but there is enough precedent here to have just cause for being nervous about it. She could put a camera up to make sure that her stuff was at least monitored. Not to say that she could just unplug that and then mess with something, right? There's enough just cause here to be nervous about it. Now, the fact that the agreement went from this is going to happen during business hours on a set day each week to here's a key, do whatever you want, you clearly responsible human being, is a faux pas on dad's part here. It is why dad caved and let that happen. I'm not sure. Dad also seems like he's, out of the two of them, he's obviously the enabler. Like there's got to be some structure and there's got to be freedom. Respect and freedom are two things that you have to earn here, right? Respect and trust. Maybe trust instead of freedom is the word that I need to use. Trust is earned. Respect is earned. And I would say if she can handle starting with other people there for X amount of time without something happening, then yeah, she gains the trust to be able to do it at her leisure, but they're not there yet. And dad's just jumping straight into it and giving her too much rope. There's too much rope here. And I don't understand. Obviously, none of us understand the hostility towards OP here because she, as far as we know, hasn't done anything. The daughter just found a scapegoat. And it sounds like has always had a scapegoat, and once OP entered the picture, she became the primary target. The Eye of Sauron turned its gaze upon her and has just kind of kept it there. Even though she has financed a car for her and added her to the credit cards, she did financial things to try to help her. I don't know how much like true bonding time tried to happen here, but it sounded like she had a lot of problems even before OP entered the picture here. So she's had problems. It's Candy Thunder, if I was uncomfortable at a business I own, then I would remove what makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, for sure. And if you don't trust someone to be there, there's a lot more to worry about than just your personal stuff that you leave behind here, OP. I understand the hostility you feel like would be pointed towards you, but what else is kept in that office environment? I'd be concerned generally. So we're NTA here. You would not be the astronaut if you don't work at the office because of your stepdaughter. There are obvious reservations there based on the precedent of past hostility. No, you're not the astronaut for that. I do think it's worth a conversation, and it's worth some questions to your spouse here, OP, to say, hey, why did you just completely disregard the agreement about when she was going to work and give her so much trust when she clearly hasn't earned it?